to start a lot of good conversations there, but before we do, we want to get a little kind of a news update. Do you feel comfortable with that?
Well, I am the news guy.
You are the news guy. Thank you. Finally, someone in this conversation has to be.
I'm egotistical. I'm crowning myself the king of news.
All right, very good. Well, then I'm going to ask you a lot of difficult questions.
Sure.
Okay, a symbol of our city, the gateway to the west, the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial. I'm mixing it all up. The Arch.
Yes.
Is going to be on the ballot to some degree. We want to transform the Arch grounds. Some folks do, and they also want to levy a little tax to pay for it. Can you get us up to speed on what's kind of being called the Arch tax?
It's called the Arch.
Jason Rosenbaum, by the way, from the St. Louis Beacon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody.
News King. Go ahead. So the Arch tax. Explain, please.
It's called the Arch tax because, lazy journalists like me want a catchy shorthand for thing. But it's a lot more complicated than that. Obviously, the fact is they're going to try to raise the sales tax by 3/16 of 1 cent, and it'll go basically in 3 different directions if it's passed by St. Louis County and another jurisdiction. The first will go toward this project to spruce up the Gateway Arch grounds. It would include a lot of different aspects. And long story short, the money toward that would go to pay off bonds that are going to be financed for a public portion of it. It also has private and state, federal, and other local funds. Other money goes toward local parks in St. Louis County and St. Louis City, as well as trails that are administered by Great Rivers Greenways. So the Arch tax it's probably called that colloquially. I may have mixed up that word.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay, that's good.
You're the king. It's okay.
Because that's the most notable aspect.
Right.
Rarely do you see a situation where a local sales tax goes toward paying for improvements around a national park. And that's one of the reasons why proponents are excited about it and why detractors are speaking out against something like that.
Yeah, not everybody's on board. Is this something you think can pass?
Well, it depends. I think that the general consensus is something like this is going to have a lot of money behind it. Already a group known as Civic Progress, which is a coalition of various businesses around the St. Louis region, they're already gearing up to try to get people in St. Louis County and the city to vote for this by getting pretty sizable campaign contributions. And I think it remains to be seen whether the no side, so to speak, is going to be able to get the organization and the money behind that. Now, it could be a situation where people read about this and just don't warm up to the idea of this organically. It's possible, but right now the proponents are going to probably do whatever they possibly can to make sure it passes in those 2 jurisdictions. It won't be on the ballot in St. Charles, at least in April, because the county council there didn't take it up by a certain deadline.
And it has to pass in in 2 of the 3.
It has to pass in St. Louis County, and it would have to pass in another jurisdiction. And both, assuming that the Board of Aldermen finally passes a bill tomorrow, Friday, it will be on both of those ballots April 2nd.
Okay, News King, I'm going to throw you a question you didn't know you were getting, perhaps. That's a symbol we're all proud of. We've heard from the sound bites and from Twitter, a symbol that we are not proud of, but people associate with us is crime. In less than 60 seconds, some crime stats were released by both the county and the city. Make sense of that.
Well, both the city and the county reported that major crimes were down by a certain degree in 2012 compared to 2011. I think, as other guests probably mentioned, despite the numbers, which is probably a good reaction, there's still this perception out there that there are areas of the city and the county where crime is a major issue. And I don't think it's a new problem. I don't think it's going away despite anything that's coming out new. I still think it's going to be an issue that this community, regardless of whether it's St. Louis City or North County or anywhere else, is going to be dealing with for a long time.